Hey folks, if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. This is my second tutorial on Linux, so I would really encourage you to stay tuned and try to solve every problem that I'm running you through with me, because then you kind of really build that foundation in your journey of becoming an AI engineer, ML ops engineer, ML engineer, or a system administrator for an IT department. So stay tuned and let's kick this one out of the park. As you can see on the screen, I'll be solving the one that is called looping and skipping. I will use a terminal from Mac because I am using a Mac Studio. If you're using Windows, go ahead and press the Windows button or the Start button on the bottom left-hand side corner and type Windows PowerShell, and that will give you pretty much the same interface that I have on my screen. So I've got Hackerrank open for this problem. Let's see what the task is. Your task is to use for loops to display only odd natural numbers from 1 to 99. So we will start from 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, and we will stop at 99. So I need something that starts from 1, ends at 99, and jumps over the even numbers. So how can we do this? But first, let's see if there is any input format. There is no input format. It means that there is no input from the user. You just need to write something that bang, 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 prints 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all the rest. Are there any constraints? Not any constraints. The output format is very clear, and let's see how to get this one done. Let's go back to the terminal or go to your PowerShell if you're on a Windows machine. I would like to start by introducing the seq function or the sequence function in Linux. So you use seq or sequence function to generate a sequence from a starting point to an end point, and you can also define the skipping point. So let me start very simple. If I go sequence of 1 and 10, you will see that it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it is inclusive of the 1 and the 10. So let me clear the screen quickly. If I do a sequence of starting from 1, and then ending in 50, you will see that that will go from 1 to 50. So again, clearing my screen. If I start from 1 and go every other number, you can see that when I go from 1 to 10 and I skip over the other ones, you will see that I only print 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So you should be able to now say, hey, you're getting there. So let me clear this. Let me clear this screen. If I go seq of 1 and skip every other number all the way to 99, maybe this is the answer, because if I scroll back up, you will see I've got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all the way to 99. I will pause here. I haven't really used for loops. The question asked me to use for loops. Let me first test and see if this one works for Hackerrank. All right, here I am on Hackerrank. I'm just going to try and run the sequence function that I just showed you. So I will say seq of 1, skipping over every other number and ending at 99. Let's run this code, but bear with me. I haven't really written a for loop. I'll show you how to write a for loop, but this one doesn't sound too bad. Let me submit the code and see if this is successful. It looks like Hackerrank actually likes this and it says, yep, it was congratulations and you've done great. But I think the task really here asked me to write a for loop. I haven't really written a for loop. I have solved this problem. You're more than welcome to say, hey, Amir, we've done this. I don't want to understand how for loops work in Linux. But if you're interested, just bear with me to show you very simply how to write a for loop. To do that, I'll go back to the terminal. I'll fix it up and I'll bring it back here and try again. All right, we are back in the terminal and I want to start showing you how a for loop works. Literally, it starts with the word for. So for any iterator, if you want to call the numbers that you're going to be printing number, if you want to call them I, if you want to call them whatever you want to do, put it after for. For example, I'm just going to use the I indicator that says, hey, this is a placeholder for what is coming up. So for I in, now I need to define the sequence. So I know that I was going to use the sequence between 1 and 99 and jumping over every other number. So this was the idea I had. But there is one small bit that you need to add. If you are used to Python, this is just a bit different to how you write it in Python. You need to come back before that sequence function, and then you need to leave a $sign right there, because then that uses that $sign to refer where the printing was initiated from. So you will see how I'm going to be using it right now. Let me go to the end of the line. I just left a $sign there, which I will get back to. Now, if I press enter, something really interesting will appear in the line that wasn't there before. I'll press enter right now. And now you can see that that for loop has kind of been inherited to the next line. It is asking me, okay, what do you want to do for the for loop? You are still inside that for loop. Okay, for that I in that sequence, I want you to do, you need to use the word do, and then the action that you're asking to do. So we're still in the for loop. Terminal is still saying, okay, Amir, what is your next step? What do you want to do? I want to print. And if you haven't seen my previous video, the link is up the top right. For printing in the terminal, we use the echo function. So for that I, all I want to do is to echo I. But there is one thing that I mentioned in line number 1, which will be useful right here, and that's the $sign. Because if I don't use that $sign behind this I, that reference to the first line will be disconnected. So I want to say, do you see this I? This I will be generated from that sequence function and will be referenced into this line. Okay, now that we have done that, another enter. In bash scripting, after you're done with your for loop, you need to use the keyword done. And that's when the terminal understands that you are done with your for loop. If I press enter, I'm expecting to see 1, 3, 5, 7, all the way to number 99 printed on the screen. Let's see that. As I promised, if I move my face to the other side, you should be able to see that I have printed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, so forth and so forth. So that's good. It ends at 99. So this is another solution that I wanted you to see, and I can take it and copy it back to Hackerrank. Let's do that. I will not copy it. I will try to write it again in Hackerrank. All right. So let me get rid of the previous solution. My new solution says for I in $sign sequence of 1, skipping every other number to 99. What I want you to do is to echo $sign I, and then you are done. That's what I wanted you to do. Let me move my face to the other end and see if this code runs. I might have made a mistake. I don't know. I'll just wait and see what it says. Well, the test case ran successfully. Let's submit it and see if this one is also acceptable. Yep, it is also acceptable. So you can see that I have shown you 2 different ways of writing this sequence function, one using sequence function itself and one using the for loop. So, but you are here for a treat. Stay with me because now I'll show you how to make a file that you will run the file and the command is inside the file. That's pretty easy. Just bear with me. Go back to your terminal or Windows PowerShell and clear the screen and go to a directory that you want to make a file inside. I'll quickly write the directory that I want to go into. Bear with me. All right, now I am inside the folder that I wanted to create a bash script file. All I need to do is to call the Nano, which is your text editor for bash scripting, and give that file a name. I will call it number 2.looping_skipping. That's what I will call it. When I press enter, that will open an editor, which it just did. Let me just move my face to the other end again. And you remember how we wrote a number of lines of command in the terminal and in Hackerrank? All I need to do is write them down here. So for I in $sign sequence of 1, skipping over every other one to 99, do echo $sign I, and done. That's it. I just simply made it here. And if you think about it, instead of actively running it in the terminal, I am saving it in a file. I can save the file somewhere in a folder, and every time I need it, I can run it. Because if I don't save it in a file, it will be gone once you execute it. But if you save it in a file, you can bring it back in, run it as many times as you want. So once I have done that, you may ask, hey, how do I save this? Just simply press Control X. Then you are asked a question, hey, do you want to save this? You need to press letter Y from the keyboard. That's what I did. And then you need to press Enter. So now that I've pressed enter, that file that I just made, I'll show you where it appears. And this is the file that I just created a couple of seconds ago. That file is a bash script file. All right, now that I have shown you the file, I can simply run it /to the name of the file. You just need to put the name of the file after the /, and you just simply press enter, and that will be it. You can see that this is a script that I have created, saved, and I can run as many times as I want. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I have a whole heap of videos coming on Linux training.